If you know you are highly intelligent, but you constantly find yourself falling behind in life, you are likely carrying a massive, silent weight of guilt. You wake up every morning with a high-definition vision of exactly what you intend to achieve, only to end the day staring at the ceiling, wondering why you did absolutely nothing. It is a brutal paradox. You possess the intellectual horsepower of a V12 engine, yet you experience total physical paralysis. The mind races, but the wheels refuse to turn. This disconnect between your mental power and the real world creates a persistent state of gridlock, a state that society often mislabels as simple laziness. Your inaction is a specific behavioral response, separate from your character or your work ethic. This paralysis functions as a mechanism triggered by your own brain, effectively revving the engine in neutral gear. This diagram shows the process in real time. Your brain intercepts your intention to take action and immediately routes it into a closed protection protocol. Your mind has trapped itself in this loop to guard an internal asset that feels too fragile to expose. Viewing this inaction as a technical protection loop allows you to begin dismantling the barrier holding you back. To understand why your brain feels the need to protect itself, we have to look back at the early assignment of the gifted child label. Receiving constant early praise simply for being smart, as opposed to being praised for effort, teaches a child that their value is entirely innate. This builds a towering intellectual identity. That towering identity looks impressive from the outside, but it is structurally hollow on the inside. It results in an incredibly fragile ego that lacks the reinforcement to handle failure. Because of that structural weakness, your ego is programmed to avoid any task that requires difficult, unglamorous effort. The gifted label failed to build resilience. Instead, it created a terrified ego that subconsciously equates any form of struggle with a lack of intelligence. This leads us to the potential trap. This is a state where maintaining the myth of your own greatness becomes more important than achieving actual results. Starting a real project means risking a mediocre outcome. If your entire identity is built on being the smart one, producing something average threatens the foundation of who you are. This diagram illustrates the logic of your procrastination. When we look at how the mind weighs these outcomes, procrastination reveals itself as a shield protecting your ego. Watch how the subconscious calculates this risk. It violently rejects the permanent verdict of being average, choosing instead the safety of being lazy, a temporary choice. You sabotage your own success because being judged as a lazy genius feels safer than being proven average. In the present day, this shield manifests as an addiction to the dopamine rush of the learning phase. You endlessly read self-help books, purchase new online courses, and plan massive projects, all without ever executing a single one of them. Gathering knowledge offers the sensation of safety. Real execution requires a vulnerability that your brain is currently conditioned to avoid. Continuous consumption of self-improvement content serves as a sophisticated hiding place from the real world. To fix this glitch and force real-world execution, you must enter the boring period. This requires voluntarily surrendering the emotional high that comes from starting new things and gathering fresh information. You must implement a strict operational rule. Starve the novelty monster. You are forbidden from purchasing any new book, tutorial, or course until the current one is entirely finished. You have to sit with the uncomfortable friction of boredom and face the necessity of producing mediocre work. You must accept the risk of being completely average today in order to ever translate your potential into greatness tomorrow.